guys, Marsing here bringing you another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video. And so as I mentioned in the earlier full Gohan team showcase, we are going to be celebrating Gohan Day a little bit further with a tier list of every Gohan card in Dokkan battle. Now, this is going to be just for fun. Obviously, it's not supposed to be like, you know, here is the optimal top 10 Gohan units, right? Just a bit of fun. I thought it'd be cool to do this, right? Since Dokkan didn't really give us any real content for Gohan, Goku, and Goten Day, I thought we would make our own. So I've done the full Gohan team video earlier today. Now we're going to do the Gohan units tier list. And so tomorrow we will do the same thing for Goku, and on the 10th we will do the same thing for Goten. Now, one of the things I noticed very early on when setting up these tier maker things is that Goten, if we excluded cards that had other people, Goten would have like 5 cards. So for Goten and Gohan, I decided to include the cards where other people are featured as well. But for Goku, I did not, because even without doing that for Goku, he has more cards than both of these other two, possibly even put together. So, obviously there are some cards here of Gohan and somebody else, but we're just going to be going through here, putting them into tiers. The tiers are not going to be ordered. I'm just going to go down the list and then throw them onto the various tiers. Now, when it comes to the tiers themselves, you can see here we have Z tier, which is like top tier, still super good now in like all content, you know, can dominate the red zone. A would probably be, can still be useful in a lot of content, probably struggles in the red zone, and so on, right? I don't know how I'll really differentiate between B and C. We'll see how it goes. This is kind of a work in progress, right? And then I decided for the bottom 2 tiers, we have the F tier at the very bottom. These are units that you're just basically never going to use. A lot of them maybe got easy A's like years ago, and are just kind of unusable at this point. And then F plus, you know, a little bit of extra credit. F plus, as it says here, could still easy A. These will be some of the older units that probably are completely unusable now, but do not have an easy A in the game yet. And so it seems kind of unfair just to stick them in the F tier with a bunch of other units that do have easy A's and are never going to get used, right? So let us go ahead and jump in straight away. So we're going to start off with this Int Easy A Gohan. I actually had to re-look up his details just to see what he does, which is not a lot. He's pretty self-sufficient for Ki. He greatly raises defense on Super. He has an all-types leader skill, so he could be useful in some things that are not the red zone, like link leveling, anything where you need an all-types leader, he could be okay. And he's an easy A unit, so he has easy A stats. So I'm going to start off putting him into C. As we fill out the tiers, maybe I will put some unit, like move some C's up to B's, depending on, like if we look at the other units that end up in the same tier as them, and we think they are a little bit mismatched, right? So next up we have the 3 non-Dokkan Fest Ultimate Gohans, the physical one, the AGL one, and the Int one. Unfortunately, I feel like at this point, these are basically all Fs. Like, none of them really have any effects for, like, raising defense on Su. Like, this guy, the main difference between these two, I think the physical one is the best one out of the 3, but his defense is incredibly lacking. His passive requires you to be at a certain amount of HP to even get, like, a reasonable level of defense. Whereas at least this guy, like, if you double super, the Super Saiyan Gohan in C, at least if he double supers, he's raising his defense again. So I think these guys, unfortunately, with their easy A's and being long forgotten, they go into the F tier. So next we have Tech Future Gohan. He goes into F+. Obviously nowadays, completely unusable. His passive is terrible, but he is one of the few units that does not have an easy A yet. At least I'm pretty sure, because he's a random old general pool SSR. I should actually double check. I've got the wiki open in the other tab. Some of these older units I am going to have to go back and like double check what they do, but I'm 90% sure now. Now I was going to say 99, but now it's only 90. I'm 19% sure he doesn't have an easy A yet. No, he doesn't. Okay, yeah, so he's in F+. Alright, so then we go on to this Gohan. I think I'd put him in C as well. Like, he got an okay easy A. He could be useful for some stuff. I feel like I'm already thinking maybe I put in too many tiers, right? But we'll see how we go. We have the already easy aid family Kamehameha Gohan. Unfortunately, he is unusable at this point. This STR Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, he at least has an all types leader skill. He's got okay stats and everything. He's just not particularly impressive. This is the STR Gohan that just got his Easy A from the World Tournament. He's not particularly good, but he's a newer Easy A, slightly higher stats than some of these units, so we'll go ahead and throw him in there. And next up we have LR Int Gohan. So we'll put him in A. Obviously he's not like super viable for every difficult red zone boss, but he can still be pretty good. He got an underwhelming Easy A, but he's definitely not like the worst Gohan unit, right? And he's an LR, so even at the end of the day, high stats gives your team a nice decent amount of extra HP. And then, yeah, so this AGL Gohan Super Saiyan 2 straight away goes into F+. He's a support unit for, I think, AGL and STR, if I remember rightly. He used to be quite good when he first got his awakening, but now not so much. And obviously, he desperately needs his Easy A. But then I think he could actually be quite good. So then we have Physical Super Saiyan 2 Gohan from... It's technically from the second Broly movie, right? I'm going to put him in B. He has a pretty decent Easy A. Actually, for now, I'm going to put him in A. He might have to drop down, depending on who else. But he's got a pretty decent Easy A. Once he gets a couple of supers off, he has built-in dodge. He's a good support unit. I think it's like 35% attack and defense. So if you give him a full dodge build, once you've got those additionals off, like, as long as the RNG goes your way, he's providing a lot of support and potentially dodging the attacks. So I think he could be pretty good. First, we're going to have our first Z tier entry here. I think this Tech World Tournament Super Saiyan 2 Gohan is really good. I've used him on a ton of teams for red zone clears, so I think he definitely belongs in Z tier. Next up, we will have STR Ultimate Gohan. Now, as much as he often frauds me out with his chance to guard, I have literally referred to him as Fraudhan in videos before, but when we're looking at the grand scope of all of the Gohan units in the game, I think it'd be pretty unfair to put him any lower than Z. I think he's a unit that you can throw into a lot of teams that he gets, that he can be run on, like he fits under the leader skill, because he provides that defensive support to everyone, and then obviously he's providing Saviour's allies some extra attack as well. So there's definitely some spots where I think he would almost be one of the first picks I throw on the team, at least when it comes to supports, right? So I think he belongs there. Like I say, the grand scheme of when we're just looking at Gohan cards. If we were looking at, like, you know, Dokkan Fest Easy A's, or like every single Dokkan Fest unit in the game, Easy A's included, he would not be in the highest tier. But for this list, he can go into the highest tier. So next up we have this Gohan. Shout out to J Fanta. Still probably one of the most useful free-to-play Kid Gohans if you use a Goku character on the team. I think he has to be on rotation, but then this Gohan has pretty decent damage reduction. He has a very high all types leader skill. I know J-Fan has used him as a lead, or at least on his teams, for quite a lot of his Super Battle Road clears with a free-to-play team. So if you're a free-to-play player, he really is one of the best Gohans, as long as you're running a Goku with him. He definitely is very, very good, right? So next up we have this old STR Kid Gohan, the Easy A during an old Namek celebration. Unfortunately for him, he is completely unusable at this point. He goes into F tier, unfortunately. Physical Future Gohan. Now this would be a controversial one, I think, right here. I have never thought this guy was like one of the best Easy A's. When you run him with a Trunks, obviously he's at his full power. I had people telling me that he doesn't even need a Trunks, and he's like, you know, a top 3 Easy A around the time that he actually got it. I've never really thought so, but he is good. Like, the thing is, if I look at the units that I put in the A tier, he is better than all of them. So I think we'll put him in Z for now, and then we'll see how it goes as we fill out the tiers. So this Ultimate Gohan that's next up, I'm pretty sure he is a World Tournament card. That, if I remember rightly, obviously, like, World Tournament cards have only just started to get Easy A's. So I'm just going to double check. I'm pretty sure he is a World Tournament card. And obviously he does not have an Easy A yet. I think he's got, as many old World Tournament cards do, just like flat abilities. Yeah, no easy A, attack and defense 70%, and then 3 key, an additional 30% when HP is 50% or above. Yeah, so he goes into F+, right? Because when the World Tournament units get their easy A's, he could end up being really good, but for now, not so much. Next up, we have the Int support unit, those old 50% supports. Nuking style unit gives super Int 50%. Other than that, though, not very good. I think we will put him in... So this is where some of these lower tiers are starting to get a bit more confusing now, because I don't think he's better than these guys, but like, I feel like this guy on a good turn is probably better than him. My biggest problem with the 50% support units is I have most of them only at 55%, and now they get absolutely like frauded out by events that are even remotely difficult. But if you can hide them, having 50% support for your super int units is pretty good, but I think we'll put him in C for now. This is the 50% physical, so I guess for the same kind of reasons, we probably have to put him in the same tier because they do the same thing essentially, but this is the super physical 50% support unit. Then we have the free-to-play Gohan and Videl. They got an easy A, they're decent for a free-to-play unit. Would I say they're better than the other units in this tier? I think they probably are, so I'm going to put them there, just by virtue of them being newer, I suppose. Then we have Super Saiyan 3 Gohan. I'm going to put him here. I think he's pretty good. He does require picking up a lot of orbs for him to be good, but then he has damage reduction. He's only really good on a few teams, being a Heroes unit and a Super Saiyan 3. But if we consider peak performance, he's definitely better than all of the units in the tier below him. And like, if this tier was ordered, he would be here. In fact, I'd almost be tempted to put him up here, because he's probably better than you in a lot of instances. I'm going to put him in A tier for now, why not? So then we have the Go Bros. Now, I did a showcase for them the other day, pre-Easy A. They're pretty bad now. I mean, they've got some okay attack stats in that video, and their defense wasn't terrible. I mean, they're better than all these units in the tier below, I would still probably say, right? So we'll put them in B. Pretty crazy for a Dokkan Fest exclusive LR, but remember, once they get an Easy A, almost guaranteed they'll be up here, right? So we'll put them there for now. This Gohan, F+. When he gets an Easy A, he could be insane. He's the physical one. He's a Movie Heroes support unit. So when he gets his Easy A, I could imagine him easily being in like one of these two top tiers, but he's here for now. Same with this AGL Gohan. When he got his Easy A, when he got his Awakening, he was like a must-run support. I remember back in the days of like to be released, I was talking about when I made some videos about that a long time ago, the old school Super team where you would run physical Super Vegito, and then you had like AGL Super Vegito, STR Gogeta, Tech Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. This guy made a perfect 6th unit on the team to offer some support, but unfortunately nowadays he would obviously just get destroyed in like pretty much any event, right? I mean, you could maybe make an argument looking at how some of these other units are, but like these units that are in the C tier at the moment all have Easy A's or are 50% support units, so I think Gohan is F+. You could put him in C at an absolute push, I guess. This Gohan, I think we'll put him in C. He almost is on the verge of being F+. He needs an Easy A, but he has a lot of built-in dodge. He can stun, he can give you that full heal mechanic when you drop below a certain amount of HP, so he could actually still be useful in some events. So I think he's pretty good, right? AGL Gohan, pretty easy, straight up into here. Again, if these were tiered, he would probably be here at this point, right? Why can't I move you out of the way? There we go. Pretty straightforward for AGL LR Gohan, right? Next up, we have the Tech Goku and Gohan. They Easy A'd a long time ago and are pretty outdated now, but we could put them in here. They do stack defense, so like I remember when they came out and things like the legendary Goku event were still some of the biggest events in the game. Like these guys were really, really good because of support that can infinitely stack. Obviously very, very useful, but nowadays more of a liability than anything else. Int Future Gohan. He can still be really good despite needing an Easy A. I think I might actually put him in B. I feel like he's better than the units that are in C. but he needs an easy A to be better than the units in A. Like, there are arguments for him being better than, like, this physical Gohan, for example, but because this Gohan is offering a lot of support to the team, I feel like there are instances where you would still run this guy where you wouldn't run in future Gohan. But again, when he gets an easy A, he would jump up the list. Free-to-play in Gohan that immediately transforms into Saiyaman. I mean, he's just okay, right? He's an okay free-to-play unit. This STR World Tournament High School Gohan, I think he's better than F+, right? He has damage reduction, he's got pretty good defense. Like, Red Zone aged him out pretty badly. I think we could honestly almost put him in B. I think any events that aren't on the level of Red Zone difficulty, he's actually still pretty good as a support unit with damage reduction. So I think we will do that. The Super Battle Road, Tech, Gohan, and Goku on the weird little mech walker thing. I mean, they have their easy A on both versions now. I think we could put them in A, right? There's a lot of situations where you'd easily argue that they're better than, like, this Gohan or this Gohan. So I think they can go into A. This guy is another World Tournament unit. Pretty good support when he came out, but not really very usable now. A lot of these older World Tournament units have become nigh on unusable until they get their easy A's. So I guess it is what it is. This Ultimate Gohan with his easy A, I think he just goes straight into C as well. I think he's the one that got his easy A last year for Goku, Gohan, and Goten Day, right? Alongside the free-to-play Goten and the free-to-play Goku. Like, he's okay, but honestly, this is one of the ones where I barely even remember, like, using him in terms of, like, performance, so I think we'll put him here. Tech Gohan, I mean, come on, right? Even if you don't like him, even if you've never liked him, we used him in that Cell Red Zone run earlier. He got up to, like, 800k defense by the end of the event. Like, he is still perfectly usable in a lot of events, so we'll put him here. Tech Super Saiyan 2 Gohan. I've always loved this unit. I thought his animations were great. I feel like he is still better than a lot of the units in B tier, but not all of them. So I think we'll put him in B. Like, you could probably still make arguments that there are teams and setups now where, like, the Go Bros and Future Gohan are probably better than him. But he's easily better than everybody in C tier, I think. I think so anyway. I'm going to put him there. Piccolo and Gohan. They were a pretty good unit on the Universe Survival Saga team for quite some time. Do they deserve B or C? I mean, the Universe Survival Saga is a pretty limited team now. I'm just trying to think, looking at all the units that are in C tier. Remember, they don't have an easy A yet either. So let's put them in B for now. I think you could probably make an argument that they should be in C, but I'll put them in B for now. I feel like they're better than almost every unit that's in C so far. Gohan and Golden Frieza, let's just put them in F. Everyone hated them when they came out. I mean, I guess technically they should go there because they will eventually get an ECA, but Gohan and Frieza definitely have never really been a top tier card. Tech, Goten, and Gohan. I think if we've got Piccolo and Gohan in B tier, they have to be here. They're better than a lot of the other units in this tier. They support GT heroes. They're a Goku family unit. They're pretty decent. AGL, Kid Gohan. We've got to put him in A, I think, when it comes to Gohan units. I should remind you again, this is in scope of all the Gohan units in the game. It's not, this is the tier they're in compared to every other TUR in the game. So I think Gohan, Kid Gohan potentially clears most of the units in this tier. Potentially even like in LR Gohan, so he can go in A. You could probably make an argument for him being in Z because he is like Red Zone viable, but we'll put him in A for now. Now, this is the only SSR that I included because he's one of the newer generation of World Tournament units who is actually good. Like, he's probably the best unit in this tier if we put him in B. So, if a longer events were a thing, like if we're classifying Z as being Red Zone killers and A as being like, you could probably get away with running them in some Red Zone stages, I think this Gohan actually would be in A. I mean, if we're saying you could get away with running them in some Red Zone stages, we could put Gobros there as well. That's probably more what B is for, but Gohan is pretty good. This free-to-play Prime Battle Gohan, he doesn't have his easy A yet. I think we would put him in... I think if he's in B tier, he's probably the best unit in B tier. If he's in A tier, he's probably like the worst unit in A tier. So... let me know what you guys think. He is, like I say, he'd be the best unit in this tier and the worst unit in this tier. So, I think we'll put him in... We'll put him in A. Why not? He's a free-to-play Gohan. He's pretty good. Then we have LR, Gohan, and Krillin. I feel like you could still get away with putting them in A. I think they're better than every unit in B tier, and not as good as some of the units in A tier in certain events. I think that's fine. Future Gohan and Trunks. Should we put them in Z? They've aged quite a bit, but like I feel like they clear most of the units in A tier, right? You could again make arguments for this guy. I think I will put him in Z for now, right? I think then, by putting this Gohan up to Z tier, Future Gohan and Trunks clear every unit in A tier, even though there's not, you know, the craziest unit in the game anymore. These guys, the free-to-play anniversary unit from the 7th anniversary, I mean, I just never really got to use it. I feel like, unlike Roshi, who stayed viable for quite some time, they aged out really quickly. Like, if I put them in A tier, I feel like there's arguments you could make where, like, in Future Gohan and the Go Bros are probably still better than them. So I'm going to put them in B tier. STR, Goku, and Gohan. This is for the Goku portion of the card, right? I actually did separate the two. So I'm going to put them in A, and then we're going to put the Gohan in Z. Once you get Gohan out, he's insane, right? Especially with the update that JP has now where he can counter supers against enemies that can't dodge. So I think that's pretty good. These guys, we'll put them in Z. They're definitely still very usable. Very fun unit. Very cool. This is the other SSR I included. I actually think he is a really good SSR. We probably should put him here, though, just because there are other units that are... There's units in this B tier we could argue are better than him. But his Awakened version I will put in A tier. You could probably make arguments for him being in Z. He might be one of the best units in A tier other than this Goku. So I think A is good for him. Tech Gohan and Krillin. I don't want to putting them in F seems mean, because they definitely are better than... They're probably the best unit in C tier, but they suck, right? I mean, you could probably argue they should be in B, but I hate this unit, so I'm putting them in C. Cry at the wall, I guess. So we'll put these guys in B. They can be pretty good for a free-to-play unit. Super Saiyan 4 Gohan goes in A. He needs giant form allies, so on like a Goku family team or like a hybrids team, he's not super good, but I think he deserves A tier. LR Ultimate Gohan, obviously Z tier. Like, you might not like him, you might have his issues with his ki and stuff like that, but when he cooks, he absolutely cooks. And then, of course, we have the Part 2 Carnival LR from the anniversary, currently only out on JP, but very, very strong unit. 200% lead for Bond of Master and Disciple, very good unit in his own right, so absolutely belongs in Z tier. So, there you go. That is a tier list of every single Gohan unit in the game, at least TURs and LRs. As I said at the beginning, this was kind of just for fun. It's obviously not like, you know, these are the most optimal units. I, you know, analysed their stats and compared them to each other using a foolproof scientific method. You could easily make arguments that units should move up or down a tier, but... You know, you guys let me know what you think down below in the comment section. I thought this would just be something a little bit fun to do since Dokkan decided to not really give us any special content to celebrate Gohan, Goku, and Goten Day. Don't get me wrong, I'll take like free Goku family skill orbs and free meat items, but I did want something a little bit more, you know, Goku family related content wise. So I just thought this would be something fun to do. So join me again tomorrow for Goku Day, where we will do a full Goku team versus the Red Zone. I mentioned it in the previous video. If you haven't watched it, do go check it out. But in that full Gohan team video, I did ask you guys for your recommendations of which team, which event I should take the full Goku team up against. And then obviously we have the Goku tier list. That one's going to be a little bit longer than this one, I imagine. But yeah, definitely just a fun thing to do. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Dokkan has been quite dead lately, so I thought doing something like this for Gohan Day, Goku Day, and then Goten Day would be a fun way to get some goofy content out over the next couple of days. So let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section, and who is your favourite Gohan card in all of Dokkan Battle. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Masked Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Check out the links down below for the Discord and the merch store, and I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.